It's gonna be a news if I tell you that Canada. Hi everyone, I welcome you to this brand new video. And in this video, I'm gonna countries that Nigeria can migrate to that is gonna give you the greener pasture that you always dream about. So this video is produced by SDTIF Limited, Sada to Darani Traveling and Tour. So I want you to once again, I've brought you this video. In this video, I'm going to give you a common European countries that you can travel to as a Japarian in Nigeria that is going to give you the greener pasture that you always dream about. Now you'll be wondering, what have I come with in my list? In my list is not a common thing that everybody always thinking about. Now I've brought you a brand new opportunity. That's Kuwait, and that's the first thing in my list. Kuwait. And you'll be wondering, why Kuwait of all nations? Do you know Kuwait has the highest and the strongest currency in the world? Actually, yes. Today KWD, that's Kuwait dinar, is equal to $3.3. Can you imagine that? Meaning that if you hold one Kuwait dinar, you have about 2,500 naira in your purse. Yes, average salary for a Kuwaitis is around 1,200 naira per month, 1,200 KWD per month. And when I convert that, it gives me about 3.3 million naira. Meaning that if you can work for average payment in Kuwait, you have about 3 point something million naira that you can send down to your countries. You can do something. Now imagine if you spend a year in Kuwait. Imagine what you could do. Actually, not just that alone. Do you know in Kuwait you don't pay tax? Yes, there is no tax in Kuwait, meaning that you have a 100% payment pocketed into your purse at the end of the month. Not just that alone, there are about 4.3 million population in Kuwait, meaning that if you are in Kuwait, you have opportunity of survival. There is high rate of employment opportunity. There is trade in the countries. There are actually oil exporting countries, meaning you have opportunity of making that money when you travel to Kuwait. Now I have a good news. The good news is that you can actually travel to Kuwait using a tourist visa. You can even relocate to Kuwait with you, yourself, or your family. Not just that alone, you can apply for Kuwait's work visa from Nigeria. You can actually do it in Kuwait Embassy website. So I'm going to give you the link below to click on the link and get started if you are dreaming to travel to a country that has the strongest currency in the world. That is it. So what are you waiting for? Now the last thing you'll be wondering is, Kuwait, isn't it an Arabic nation? Yeah, they are. Kuwait is an Arabic nation, and the good news is that, quite understanding, they speak Arabic in the nation and they speak standard Arabic in their schools. That's true. But the second language they speak in that country is English, meaning that English speaking can actually survive in Kuwait. So what are you waiting for? That is the first analysis. Now next on my list here is Canada. Yeah, like we all know, it's not going to be a news if I tell you that Canada has the highest immigration rate in the world. Yes, they actually do. And one of the open secrets in Canada is the availability of different opportunities that allow skilled immigrants or foreign investors to key into their country, into their sector. An example is that national working visa, in which anyone in any country who is a skilled individual can actually get this visa and key into their sector and contribute to the development of their country. You can imagine that. That is one of their open secrets. So not just that alone, do you know Canada is actually one of the largest countries in the world? In fact, according to statistics, Canada is the second largest country in the world. Yes, you might be wondering or thinking about India or about China and so on, according to the myth that we all hear. Do you actually know that Canada is as large as ×3 of India? Yes, they are. And funnily, 75% of their countries is covered with forest. So not even the population. So definitely they need someone like you, someone like me, to fill in the population and to fill in the space. Not just that alone, Canada has these higher number of educated fellow in their country. In fact, statistics made us understand that Canadian is 99% educated. That is, 99% of the population finish their high school, they are educated, they can actually speak. Imagine that. And not just Canada alone, there are a number of countries across the world that are actually 100%. So Canada still has a number of space to occupy. So it is actually how the country is. In Canada, you have different opportunity to study, to further your education as masters. They have different studentship loan. They have reduced tuition fee for students. There are free education for primary, especially for their citizens. These are different opportunities that you can actually explore yourself when you're actually less busy. You can think about this, and this can actually change your mindset to migrate to Canada. It's a good option if you actually want to do that. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the myth behind Canada that everybody is thinking about. Canada is, oh my goodness, cold, extremely cold. Yeah, that's actually true. In fact, the coldest temperature ever recorded in human history was actually recorded in Canada. That's minus 63 degrees Celsius. It's actually the truth. But I must tell you that it is actually a myth. Until today, as I'm talking to you, Canada is not the coldest country in the world. They experience about minus 9 degrees Celsius in some cities during that winter. Canada still maintain 4 different seasons along the year. Imagine that. They have summer, they have winter, they have autumn, they have 4 different seasons along the year. So that is it. So if you are not best within the certain season, you can actually come down to your country. Then when the season is favorable, you get back there. It's as simple as that. It's actually livable, I guess. So it is up for you to decide. So that's that about Canada. So is Canada good enough for you to migrate to? Let me know in the comment section below. And here we next on the list, Australia. Yeah, while Canada is taking a different measurement to ensure that they minimize and stabilize the number of immigrants into their country, so the immigration do not exceed their expectation. Well, they still experience an influx of immigration from countries like Nigeria. But do I tell you something? Australia is a very good alternative for that purpose. Until today, Australia are still looking for a skilled immigrant into their country to fill in the loopholes of skilled population in their countries. So what are you waiting for? After listening to this, I'm sure Australia might be a very good alternative for you to choose from. Yeah, that's true. Now, let's talk about Australian currency. The spent Australian dollar. Actually, until today, if dollar is changed as 450 naira, then Australian dollar is around 284 naira compared to. They do not have official language anyway, but the main language that is still considered as official language in Australia today is still English. So that's an advantage for you and I as English speaking country. Now let's move on. Now there is a kind of imbalance in Australian weather. There is kind of harshness in their weather. Well, that is actually true. The reason is because Australia is actually a country, and it's still a country that filled over a whole continent. And that is why they say Australia is the only continent that will have just one country but different states, isn't it? That's actually the truth. Now let's move on. Do you know Australia has existed about 50,000 years before the British actually realized them? Now, unlike Nigeria, where we have just one time zone, Nigerian time zone is Western Central, right? Then that's +1. In Australia, is a different thing. They have 3 different time zones. Australia has Western Standard Time Zone, they have the Central Standard Time Zone, and they have the Eastern Standard Time Zone. That's 3 different time zones, and they have different seasons in the country. So if one is too harsh for a condition, you can actually wait until another season. That is that. Now, Australia is home to diverse of animals. In fact, we were made known that Australia has the deadliest animal in the world. Then apart from that, Australia is home to kangaroo. Kangaroo exist only in Australia, and there are more kangaroo in Australia than human. That is that. Now, I'm going to leave you here with last information about Australia, and that's business ideas that you can do when you get to Australia as a skilled immigrant. While you're working as a skilled person, there are business aside also that you can always get yourself involved while you're in Australia. Well, these businesses are known to be very lucrative. One of them is franchising, the other one is interior design. Apart from that, IT support, and that's very fine. So and so on. These are creative ideas you can actually do as a side also while you're working, or you can even take them as a main business. Then you double up your ideas and you get your money. I wish you the best. If Australia is the best option for you to choose on, that's fine. Now, next on our list is the United States of America. Do you know the US do not have an official language? Although the only language that we can still be considered as the most spoken language in the United States of America is English, and that doesn't really make it an official language, and that goes to those who still believe the United States of America is the owner of English language. Although until today we both know that it is the British that colonized Nigeria, and that's why we change our naira directly to dollar. That's fine. But the United States of America has the largest economy in the world. And when we're talking about the musical industry and the entertainment industry, I bet you want to go to United States of America because of that. The world best artists are known to have come from the United States of America. And now there is a city in America that is called Las Vegas. Las Vegas can be considered as the world capital of gambling in the world. In fact, the place that you can go for anything that has to do with gambling is that city in Las Vegas. Now, that's not all about that. Let's now talk about how to migrate to United States of America. Should in case you want to migrate like for permanent stay, well, that's fine. To migrate to United States of America, you need to figure out which type of green card you are most eligible for. There are different type of green card. You're likely to be able to migrate if you are qualified for any of these green card that I'll be talking about. The first thing is family-based green card, which is applicable to family. That is, you want to migrate with your family along. The employment-based green card, you want to stay in the United States of America and you want to get employed to work. Then the next thing is humanitarian green card, diversity lottery green card, long-time resident green card, and other type of green card that I'm not going to be mentioning, such as the special green card for the Afghanistans. Yeah, they actually give some Afghanistan some green cards to work and stay in the country because there has been a kind of bilateral agreement between the Afghanistan who has worked and helped the United States of America some years back, and so on. There are media persons green cards too. There are media, I'm talking about media, and there are some green card for medicals too. So these are special green cards. So just figure out which green card is mostly inclined to you or you are eligible to. So you go for it. You apply for the green card. Once you have it, you migrate to the United States of America. But unfortunately, just of recent, I heard that the Nigerian government intentionally delay some visa to the United States of America, and that's because of the high rate of people migrating to the US. So not that they stop it, they actually delayed it with just 4 years. So when you apply for visa today, you know in the next 4 years time your visa is going to be out. But I can't really say if that ban has been lifted, but these are what will qualify you for United States of America green card if you want to travel, migrate, and stay there permanently. Now, moving on to the last on my list here, I've placed the world #1 country as the last on my list here, and you can guess what country is that. I'm waiting. Switzerland. Talking about Switzerland, do you know Switzerland is actually the best country in the world? Yes, they are. In fact, they are sitting far apart from #2, that's Germany. #3 is Canada, while #4 is the United States of America. You can do the research. Yes, Switzerland is doing very fine. They are the most innovative country in the world. In fact, all the sectors are doing extremely fine. You can talk about the labor sector, the transportation sector, the aviation sector. Just think about it, all the sectors are doing fine. They have one of the highest per capita income in the world. According to statistics, Switzerland is the third happiest country in the world, meaning this is a country that you can live and you are promising to be happy. Now let's talk about Switzerland currency. As at the time I'm shooting this video, Swiss franc, and that's a currency, is changed at around 445 naira compared to their currency, and that's not bad. Behind dollar, is it? That's not bad. Then apart from that, let's now talk about migrating to Switzerland as a Nigeria. It is not a news when I said that we speak English as our official language in Nigeria. Yes, that's fine. But Switzerland speak 4 different official languages, and that places them disadvantaged for someone like Nigeria to travel to Switzerland and survive without ASU. Switzerland speak French, they speak Romansh, they speak Italian, and they speak German. These are the 4 official languages that are spoken in Switzerland. So if you are an English speaker, you might find it a kind of challenging to adapt to the vicinity. It doesn't actually mean English is not spoken, but it is known to be minority in the country. Now, migrating to Switzerland, it is all known to us that Switzerland is an European country. So definitely, as a Nigeria, you might need a Schengen visa to travel to Switzerland. That's true. But once you have a Schengen visa, your migration or your journey does not limited to Switzerland alone, meaning you have access to 26 European countries to go. Oh my goodness, isn't that fine? Yes. So you can always consult us, talk to us to get you your support document while you're preparing your journey for Switzerland. So the documents you are going to be needing are not much, so depending on your journey. Think about it. Is Switzerland a good country to travel to or not? Let us know. I thank you for watching this video till the end. Once again, my name is Alakime Wise, and this video is produced, sponsored by SDTIF. That's Sida to Darani, the traveling and tour company. So talk to us for your support document for anything you need during your smooth traveling experience. I promise you are going to meet us there. So I thank you once again for watching this video. We'll meet you in the next one. Bye for now.